What's up guys? Welcome to the video. So today I'm gonna be talking about the most important factor when it comes to lifting weights, getting bigger and stronger in the gym. Obviously, iba yung setting natin yun. Nandito ako sa home gym. So medyo magulo yung gym ngayon kasi naayos ko pa yung floor kasi naiingayan pa rin ako pag nagde-deadlift ako. So anywho, I'm gonna be deadlifting today at sasamahan niyo ako ngayon sa workout. Tsaka para may matutunan din kayo, I am going to be spilling the beans on what is the most important factor when it comes to training. So kung narinig nyo na yung term na progressive overload, hindi na siya bago sa atin, pero marami pa ring misconceptions pagdating sa progressive overload. Ano nga ba talaga yun at bakit siya importante sa atin mga nagbubuhat? So kung bago kayo sa channel, my name is Cinder. I like to talk about fitness and lifting, sometimes men's style. Pagpasensyahan nyo na po kung medyo maingay kasi I'm actually in a construction site. So the gym is in a construction site. So baka may mga naririnig kayo na power tools tsaka mga hammer. So sorry, this is the best I can do in terms of audio. So I hope you can sit through and watch the video. So progressive overload is not a program or a style of training. It's a concept na importante pagdating sa kahit anong physical endeavor na gusto nating ma-achieve. So if your goal is to get stronger, if your goal is to get bigger, if your goal is to get faster, jump higher, whatever it may be, there has to be progressive overload. You have to progress towards that goal. Yun yung progressive overload. It's gradual stress to our body. So kung kunwari runner ka at nagko-compete ka sa 100-meter dash at gusto mong i-improve yung time mo sa 100-meter na sprint, you do it incrementally, progressively. Same case for us na nagbubuhat. If your goal is to squat 500 pounds, then you have to start with 135, which is single plate. And then increase slowly over time. So you can't expect that to happen overnight. So yes, it's very obvious. Napakasimple ng concept na to. At malamang naiintindihan natin lahat. But in application, that's where things get a little fuzzy. So a lot of guys would preach that you just keep adding weight to the bar if you want to get stronger. It's just so easy to add weight to the bar all the time. Hindi sana lahat ng tao nagsasquat ng 500 pounds. Everyone can just bench 600 pounds because you just kept adding weight to the bar. So obviously, that's not the case. There is also the guys in the opposite end of the spectrum that would teach progressive overload is simply shortening your rest times. So something like that would be a very small metric to measure to actually see if you're actually making progress. So there's a time and place for both systems of progressive overload. But in the bigger picture, everything should always be in an uptrend if you want to progress. A lot of guys who are new to the gym, they go in usually with a partner, a friend, a family member, and it's their first time to lift weights and they find it fun. And they just keep going to the gym and just doing that same thing over and over until they find that somehow I want to take this a little more serious. I want a little more structure so that I won't go in the gym just trying to guess what I'm going to do every day. So congratulations if that's you. You have graduated from the idea of just going to the gym to exercise and to work out. So looking at it from a perspective of an actual sport where you're actually going in the gym to train, that would really change things because you'd actually have a schedule for things. Tsaka makikita mo na yung bigger picture na a year ago I couldn't do this but now I can, so I progressed. Or this is what I can do now. For a year from now, this is what I should be able to do. So that's where you'd actually want to go to the gym because you want to train. And you're actually seeing the progress over time. So how do we actually apply progressive overload? So kung napanood nyo yung mga video ko dati, I actually always recommend beginners especially to look for a program that fits your schedule, that you actually think you're going to enjoy, has good systems of volume, frequency, and intensity. Most importantly, it should actually have progressive overload applied already in the program. Para hindi na ikaw yung mag-iisip kung paano ka magpo-progress. So a lot of bro programs or magazine programs or for the ladies, Instagram programs would just have a list of exercises, sets, and reps. That's good for the people who want to exercise. But if you want to train, if you want to hit a goal, if you want to get bigger and stronger, then you have to add some structure and some scheduling or what is more commonly known as periodization in the program. So a good program would have a very deliberate, very obvious system for progressive overload. Na week 1, ito yung gagawin mo sa isang movement. Week 2, dadagdagan mo ng 5 pounds. For example, some programs would have you adding more sets. Some programs would have you shortening the rest times. Some programs would have you pausing the weight at the bottom, for example, sa squat. You'd squat, tapos ipopause mo sa bottom bago ka ulit umangat. So those are all forms of progressive overload because you are making the movement more challenging. So if you're a beginner and you're on the lookout for a program, stay away from the programs that don't have any obvious progressive overload applied. Yung mga program na naka-layout for 1 week. So for example, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Tapos wala na silang sasabihin kung ano yung gagawin mo the next week. Hindi na nila sasabihin kung paano mo dadagdagan or ipo-progress the next week. I'd stay away from those. Tsaka meron din yung mga program na meron silang sinabi na add 5 pounds every session. So, yes, that's going to work for a while, pero kung hindi, parang hindi nila sinabi kung gaano katagal mong gagawin yun. Obviously, the one who wrote the program didn't really think of how you're supposed to progress. So, look for more well-thought, well-written programs, yung may sinabi siya kung ilan yung bubuhatin mo sa araw na yun, how many reps, how many sets, and then how are you going to progress from that on the next session. So for example, you'd have strong lifts or starting strength, 3x5, 5x5 programs. It's very blatant, sasabihin nila na you start with 60 to 70% of your 1 rep max, do that for 5 sets, 5 reps, and then on the next time you're going to do that movement, you add 5 pounds. On top of that, kung mag-fail ka ng set kunwari, so you just keep adding 5 pounds every session, there will come to a point that you cannot add 5 pounds anymore. Sasabihin din ng program kung anong gagawin mo. So they'd say something like decrease 10% from the number that you missed and then start from there again. So yun lang, it's very simple. Obviously, in terms of strength training and barbell training, the easiest way to progress is to add weight. And linear programs like the ones that I said earlier, like strong lifts and starting strength, are very good approaches to start your barbell training journey kasi you keep adding the weight every session. As you progress in your lifting career, hindi na pwedeng add weight every session. You will always have to look for different ways and means to progress in your lift. So doon napapasok yung mga programming styles, different forms of periodization like linear, daily undulating periodization, block periodization. Variations would be introduced. So there are so many schools of thoughts on how to progress for when you're done with your beginner stages of training. It's up to you to decide and to, of course, experiment which one works for you. But the main point of this video is to make sure that there's always progressive overload applied in your program. So that's it for today. I'm going to be splicing in some clips from my training today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you made it through the video. Please consider subscribing, also leaving a comment and liking the video. I'm gonna catch you in the next video. Peace!